Albert skewed his shot over. Hayden Coulson for Borough, his glancing header wide. Good first half. The second half not quite so good, but let's just remember that these two are in the bottom 5 of the Championship. It's 1-1.
Thanks, Alistair. This is another obviously newcomer to the game since the play has resumed in the Premier League. These drinks intervals, midway point in each half, might they be kept on for a fresh season?
I'm not so sure they'll be kept on going into a new season, depending on the timings, when everybody finishes, when the next one can start, etc. I think it's been a sensible decision. The players coming back, you've seen how quick the games, not so much Spurs on this occasion having a quick game in succession, unlike Sheffield United, and we might see that physically towards the end of this game where Spurs can actually kick on. But yeah, I think it's important they can just have that little rest, and the medical staff can assess them. Anyone's got that little bit of tightness, that stiffness, can maybe just have a look at them to make sure that there's not a tear in a muscle, for instance.
Game has resumed, 0-0 between Sheffield United and Tottenham Hotspur. The ball is with Sheffield United over the halfway line with Robinson. Robinson plays it to Stevens. Stevens' pass forward wasn't great, and
they can just have that little rest
of a Tottenham player. And it's going to be a throw into Sheffield United. Well, Stevens wants to take it. Took it and didn't find his target, but it was almost given back to him by Aurier. And now it's played forward again by Sheffield United. Ball's on the edge of the penalty area. Osborne to the left, and Stevens back to Robinson. Robinson declines to cross into the penalty area as he might have done. Instead it's back now with Basham. Basham hits it long in the direction of Stevens. It's too long for him and it's behind for a goal kick.
It's just a waste there from Basham. He's tried to put that diagonal pass out to the left hand side for Ender Stevens, but Spurs you thought they were comfortable, and Sheffield United put the pressure on very quickly. We're seeing it again now. They're charging onto the Spurs side, especially in the
it forces a mistake from Aurier, and the ball's inside the Tottenham penalty area. To the centre circle, and on it goes towards this near side of the field. It's with Robinson to Stevens back to Osborne delayed, and that allowed Sissoko to intercept. Tour from Osborne, and then Tour from Sissoko. His touch wasn't clever, and in trying to retain possession he ran into Egan, I thought there was a foul on Egan there, but not given by the referee. Instead, it's a Tottenham throw-in. So there's a mistake by Osborne, a mistake by Sissoko. Anyway, the throw-in being taken by Tottenham, and there's a foul on Lucas Moura, and it's a free kick to Robinson to Stevens. About 35
Stevens
yards
back to Osborne. Osborne delayed, and that allows Sissoko.
There's no crowd, Alan. You can hear when the bench, the substitutes, the staff are frustrated with the referee.
Clever,
they thought there could
and
be
trying to retain
a foul initially on John Egan, and then a soft foul possibly on McGoldrick.
Free. Instead, it's a Tottenham
That's two in a row, and they certainly weren't pleased down below us.
Yeah, I thought there was a foul on Egan. I was surprised when that wasn't given. Anyway, this is surely far too far out to shoot a goal. Harry Kane has come towards the ball. Kane is there. He wants it. Harry Kane wants it. Well, maybe he thinks it's within reach, but it's at least 35 yards out. Plenty of sky blue shirts in and around those United defenders. Kane shoots, and it's high and wide. And even if it had been on target, I'm sorry, it would not have troubled Henderson.
He tries to hit that ball with a movement on the valve, but when it doesn't go right, it certainly doesn't look good. And well, he was confident. He fancied it, didn't he? He come a long way to take it. It was almost 30. As you said, easy 35.
I would have been screaming in praise for him. Absolutely. But I just thought, no, Harry, that's a bit far out. Anyway, he didn't get it on target. It's a goal kick to Sheffield United. We've got 15 minutes.
He tries to hit that ball with a movement on the valve, but when it doesn't go right, it certainly doesn't look good.
In the first half, he was confident. Live on the BBC. Sheffield United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Here at Bramall Lane. Bergwijn on the far side, beaten by an aggressive challenge from a Sheffield United player. Now it's on the left side for Sheffield United with Stevens. Stevens cuts inside, away from Aurier, plays it forward to Berger. Good touch by Berger to the right. And now Baldock into the penalty, clips it on, promising here for Sheffield United. Berger shoots, 1-0 Sheffield United. They built it well. Berger initiated the ball to the right-hand side, couple more passes. He took it, he sliced the ball inside the penalty area, and the shot was true to the right of Lloris. Sheffield United lead by a goal to 0.
Well, what a goal it is. If you didn't know what type of football Sheffield United played, what the talk was early on in the season about the overlaps, the delay was perfect. Basham got down to the byline, they rolled it in nice, the cutback was perfect. But Sander Berg had that little bit of composure, not to over it, to take the touch with his right foot. And he shot right across Hugo Lloris into the far corner. A wonderful finish from a wonderful move.
To be fair to Lloris, I think his view of the shot was slightly obscured.
The talk was early on in the season about the overlaps. The delay was perfect. Basham got down to the byline, they rolled it in nice.
Nevertheless, it was on target, and it's 1-0. And now, with Sheffield United's stout defensive record in the Premier League this season, how important a goal might that be?
Well, very important. It was the way they worked the goal, wasn't it? The timing, the understanding of players. Basham, they delayed it, they knew he was coming, he just got that little roll in. I really like Basham there, normally just to fire the ball across. He didn't. He picked out his
Spurs trying to get back here. Ball breaks to Kane inside the penalty. Kane shoots and it's 1-1. It's 1-1. A major response from the North London side. Initially it was Moore who broke forward. Then he went down just on the edge of the penalty area. But the ball was deflected to Harry Kane. Coolness personified. Kane stepped to the left of the defender and shot low to the right of Henderson, and it's 1-1. So much for that important first goal for Sheffield United.
Well, they'll be disappointed with this. They thought there was an initial foul. The referee, Chris Kavanagh, played the advantage, and it fell fortunate from one long ball into Kane's path. He pulled it into his left foot. As Henderson stood big, he might be a little bit disappointed, and he just trickles into the far corner. Just lost a bit of balance. He went with his foot, Henderson, but it was a good finish from Harry Kane. 19 goals from an injury-disrupted season for Harry Kane. Oh, well, they're looking at VAR. Now, let's see what the decision is. Possible handball. It might have hit Lucas Moura's hand as he falls down to gain that advantage to take it into Harry Kane's path. He did sort of sweep out his right arm towards the ball.
whether he made contact, it's very difficult to see from the replays. But the ball broke in the end to Harry Kane. What is the VAR decision? So many decisions have gone against Sheffield United this season. What's the referee given?
I don't think you can give it.
It's a handball. Goal disallowed. There you go, VAR for once in support of Sheffield United.
Well, it was, and they'll be feeling for it. You can just see the conversations down below us with the officials. But what's crazy as well in it, Alan, is the foul was on Lucas Moura. He was pushed to the floor.
Yep.
The referee give the advantage, but then it comes off his arm into the path of Harry Kane.
And Jose Mourinho, unsurprisingly, disputes the decision. I don't think he's disputing the handball. I think he's saying that the player was fouled and therefore fell into the ball.
But the official's going to say, I've played the advantage, so now I've got to go back to the incident that allowed to play, Alan.
There you go. Well, how often has VAR and other decisions gone against Sheffield United this season? Notably that in their first game back in the resumption at Villa Park, when clearly they'd scored and the goal didn't stand, but they got away with a big one there, and they still lead by a 0-0, 10 minutes to go to half-time. Free kick to Sheffield United. Henderson.
Alan, what did you say before the game?
I just didn't want VAR involved.
Well,
but,
you maybe should have kept quiet, Alan.
Well, a lot of people think I should keep quiet. Shall I put this face mask on?
Well, this is going to be talked about yet again, that's for sure.
Well, throw in to Sheffield United, near side of the field. And it's level with the edge of the Tottenham penalty area. Robinson's going to take it. He gets great length with these throws. And McBurney and McGoldrick waiting inside the 6-yard box. It finds a Tottenham head. Headed away, though, straight to Robinson. Robinson back to Osborne. Osborne crosses in. The header on over the crossbar from McBurney. Goal kick.
So difficult to defend. They don't look fully comfortable, the Spurs side, with a long throw. Come back out, it worked again. And when the ball comes over at McBurney, there just wasn't enough pace in the ball for his header to get over the bar from McBurney.
All right, so it's 1-0 here to Sheffield United. I wonder what the news is in the game between Hull and Middlesbrough. Alistair Yeomans.
Well, it's very tense, Alan. Not surprisingly, the state these two teams are in. I think if anyone could score at the moment, it's Borough. It's 1-1 still with 17 minutes to go. A shot just flashing past the Hull goal there. But it's Hull 1, Middlesbrough 1.
Thanks, Alistair. So, we've had one goal, another goal disallowed by VAR, and Sheffield United lead 1-0. And Sheffield United, if they beat Tottenham tonight, will go above Spurs to within 4 points of Manchester United and Wolves. Still gives them hope, outside hope of a Champions League spot, but certainly, definitely in contention for a Europa League place. They're on the attack at the moment. Ball's inside the Tottenham penalty area, but cleared by Dyer. Moura brings it down, plays it back to Sissoko. Sissoko's pass wasn't great, but it sort of hits a United player, rebounds to Tottenham possession. They've got the ball inside the centre circle at the moment. The Celso back to Davis. And now Dyer. And Dyer plays it behind Sanchez. Sanchez has to chase it. Keeps it in Spurs possession. Plays a more accurate pass back to Dyer. And now it's on the Celso, over the halfway line. Davis is down the left flank. The pass is shorter to Bergwijn. Bergwijn to Davis. Davis halfway inside the United half. Tottenham keeping possession. Dyer's on the halfway line, finding Sanchez. We've got 8 minutes to go to half-time, or thereabouts. Obviously the hold-up with the VAR decision and, of course, the drinks interval. It's cleared by Sheffield United into the Tottenham half, but for the moment, Sheffield United just holding defensive positions.
Well, they are. They'll feel like finally VAR's come back and help them. Spurs side. I mean, it is a strange one, isn't it, Alan? Yeah, I think the rule's there, but they've been really unfortunate there as he's fouled. He doesn't know anything about it. Yes, is it the correct decision? Yes, it is, but very unfortunate for Spurs there not to get that equaliser. But in Sheffield United will be saying, well, it's happened to us on several occasions.
I think ultimately, Michael, VAR doesn't favour any particular teams. It just happens. It influences the game. Now there's a free kick, a foul by Robinson, and a free kick to Tottenham. Now this is rather closer than the one Harry Kane hit earlier at Henderson's goal, and there's a yellow card there for Robinson. The free kick is slightly towards the inside right position of the Spurs attack. Kane not involved. He's inside the United penalty area. 7 minutes to half time. Sheffield United leading by a goal to nil. The Celsos come across. Son perhaps favoured to hit it. They're making up their minds here. Son to take it. Is he? Taking his time. Referee finally blows his whistle. He's happy. No, it's Lo Celso. Left-footed over the wall. Comes off the top of the wall and goes behind for a goal kick. Was it a yellow card for Norwood, not Robinson?
Yeah, I think it was, Alan. I think so.
Thank you. Old age, blindness, deafness, name it, I've got it. Corner kick to Tottenham. Played in left-footed, deep towards the far post. Again, a Sheffield United head gets to the ball first. Then Henderson punches clear. He would have claimed that he was fouled by Bergwijn, but it's cleared. Now there's another free kick to Tottenham for a foul on Son. Pressure mounting on the home side. Can't keep on giving free kicks away in dangerous positions like this. This one's to the left of the penalty area as Spurs look at it. They've got Dyer and Sanchez both in attacking positions inside the penalty area. They're anticipating a cross. The angle's too acute, surely, for a shot. Son delivers very well from this kind of position. Harry Kane, having heard what's going to happen from the people likeliest to take the free kick, he moves into an attacking position for a header, and Son steps back a few yards. Two players facing him in a Sheffield United wall. Every other Sheffield United player back in the penalty area. Played in low, skips off a Sheffield United head. Then a second one. The header on this occasion from McBurney was better, and it's headed away to relative safety, goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in to Tottenham Hotspur.
And the delivery's good. It's just that first contact in the box. Sheffield United on this occasion got that.
Throw-in goes to Sanchez. Sanchez back to Dyer in the centre circle. And on towards Davis on the far side of the field. The pass was slightly under-hit by Dyer. Davis had to react swiftly and had no option but to play the ball all the way back to Lloris. Lloris quickly out now to Sanchez. Sheffield United 1, Spurs 0. Still to come tonight on 5 Live. Manchester City and Liverpool. That game kicks off at the Etihad at 8:15. The ball's with Henderson. The comment you made about Henderson and the initial shot from Kane that we thought was an equalising goal. Again, I thought he was slightly too easily beaten to his right-hand side.
He got himself set, and I think because Kane doesn't get any power on it, he's expecting the powerful shot. He sort of just goes back on his heels, he sort of gets stuck, and he tries to bring his right foot up, but he can't because he's already planted his heels into the ground, and he'd be disappointed. He's got a let off there because he should have done better. Kane didn't have a great contact, although he guided it in the correct position.
Final few minutes of the first half here at Bramall Lane. This is 5 Live on the BBC that you're listening to. Spurs trailing to the home side, Sheffield United, by a goal to nil. Bergwijn over the halfway line, controls it well, has to retreat into his own half to keep the ball. Now it's forward to Lo Celso. His first touch was poor, but so was the defensive clearance by Sheffield United. Sanchez on to Lucas Moura, tried to squeeze the pass through to Harry Kane, cleared by United once more. Moura retreats towards the halfway line, plays it back to Sanchez, and Sanchez to Dyer. Davis available on the far side, the left full back, and it's played swiftly to him. Son goes towards that left flank. Davis in field for the moment, plays it back to Dyer. Sheffield United happy in these remaining minutes in the first half to just hold defensive positions inside their own half. They're leading. Why should they be thinking about anything else? Davis on the far side. Back to Kane. Kane back to Moura. Moura's pass doesn't find a sky blue shirt and it's cleared by Sheffield United. McGoldrick jump. suspicion that he may have handled that ball. Not seen by any official, if he did do. And Sheffield United still have it. It's with McBurney. McBurney holds off 2 players. Then his pass was slightly under hit, and it's intercepted. Lo Celso sprints away over the halfway line. McBurney is McGoldrick's chasing after him. Now it's taken up by Son inside the penalty area. Son back to Aurier. Aurier plays the cross in. Simple header out of defence by Sheffield United, and McGoldrick clears it to the left side at Osborne. Osborne just waits for some support, and they play it back defensively at United. Now it's Robinson who hits it out, and Stevens doesn't find a colleague. Lo Celso collects it. Lo Celso 30 yards out, flicks the ball to the left hand side. Davis into the penalty area, tries to cross, deflects off a defender. Then it's Sissoko, sweeps it to the right side, and Aurier doesn't cross, plays it on, and it's taken up by Sissoko. Sissoko places it towards the far post. Half chance here. Ball played in by Lo Celso, hits a defender. They were under a huge pressure there, Sheffield United, but survived that score. Maybe not this one. Aurier into the penalty. Good challenge by Osborne. It's behind for a corner.
It was a great response by Spurs. They've really put Sheffield United in the closing minutes of this first half right on the back foot. They're moving the ball from left to right. And just by a wonderful block by Chris Basham there to stop it coming in. I'm not sure who was getting the shot away, but real desperate defending.
So Lo Celso to take the corner from the right-hand side for Tottenham. He's going to play it in left-footed. Henderson beware in that Sheffield United goal. Played in towards the near post, and the header on by Lucas Moura over the top behind for a goal kick. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half here at Bramall Lane. We're into those 3 added minutes. I'm sure Mourinho's still furious at the disallowing by VAR of Harry Kane's equaliser. Wonder if he'll hang around to talk to the referee Chris Kavanagh as he comes off at half time. It doesn't make any point.
He'll have something to say about it in the post-match interviews. I'm sure
he will.
We'll hear some side of it, some different angle. But you can see why they'd be disappointed. You put all the work in, and it's such a harsh rule at times.
Yeah, and certainly since Sheffield United took the lead, Tottenham have been the better side, more threatening side. But they're still trailing 1-0 towards Harry Kane. Robinson jumps, heads it away, and it's on by Osborne into the chest of Lo Celso, and out to play for a throw into Sheffield United. They won't be in any hurry to take this. It's going to be left for Robinson to take. Stevens just walked past the possible throw in. Robinson short of the halfway line, left side for Sheffield United, throws it down this touch line, and it's headed on by a Tottenham player. Runs to McGoldrick holding off, a challenge by Aurier. Sanchez is there, Sanchez clears it, and Lucas Moura runs forward. He's tackled, but the ball breaks kindly for Tottenham. Son onto Kane. Son seemed to be fouled there. Kane has the ball though. Play continues. Tottenham search for the equaliser before half-time. Good ball forward to Moura. Moura then dilly-dallied on the edge of the D, was challenged not once but twice by Sheffield United players. Osborne made the important challenge, and United have the ball again. Clipped forward by Stevens, and that's good work. Osborne and McBurney. McBurney now turns towards the penalty, the Tottenham penalty area. He's into it now. Didn't get it past the defender, and Aurier clips it towards the halfway line, towards Kane. Kane challenges aggressively for the ball twice and wins it for Spurs. Breaks on the far side into the interval. Lo Celso for Tottenham. To Davis, back to Lo Celso. And Lo Celso drives it towards this right side. He overhits that ball, doesn't find a colleague, and it's out of play, and that should be half-time. It'll be a delayed throw-in by Sheffield United. Delayed so long, the referee said, I've had enough of that. It's half-time, blows his whistle.
It was an entertaining one. I think the work rate, the desires there from Sheffield United, which Eric Dyer now asking Chris Kavanagh the decision, why has he done it? They're all surrounding the officials, but you've got to give the teams credit. The Spurs reacted. Harry Kane, unfortunate as we know, and then put the pressure right on till the end. So real entertaining first half.
They're still talking the Spurs backroom staff now. Wisely, Jose Mourinho's kept out of this. He'll be in the dressing room ready to talk to his team, try to rejuvenate them, try to press them on to get an equaliser, which frankly they deserve before half-time, but they haven't got it, and it's an important lead, Michael Bryan, for Sheffield United.
It's a very important lead, but you just see fatigue. Can these guys keep showing the work rate, the desire? Just watch McBurney come all the way back from a centre-forward position to go sit on the deep-lying player really late on in the game. So the energy levels are high. But Spurs now are starting to tick the ball, move it around a little bit quicker. I'm sure that's what Jose Mourinho will be saying at half-time. Let's do a bit more of the same as we ended, but do it a little bit quicker.
Half-time, Sheffield United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
And we are going to keep talking about that decision as well, I'm afraid. It's got everybody talking. 85058 at 5 Live Sport. Roy, from a neutral point of view, I just can't agree with VAR there. Mora was fouled. The advantage led to a goal. Surely the logical decision would be to go back to a free kick at most. Nick, there was me thinking the VAR call at West Ham was bad yesterday. That handball decision is unfathomable. And Lee, might be the correct decision, but the handball law is ludicrous. And that, Michael, nails it, I think. This is not a VAR issue. It's a handball issue. And it goes back to even before the season when some of us went to a briefing about how VAR was going to be implemented, and we were told with handball it doesn't have to be deliberate if it leads to a goal. So I get all of that, but when you see something like that, it still makes a farce of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and we've seen it on several occasions now where they've been very, very harsh. And the officials there, you've got to say, VAR, Alan said he doesn't want to really see them today, but we definitely did, and they got it right. So they got the decision correct, they're managing the correct way, and then you're saying, are they going to bring it back before the advantage was given? So I don't think the officials can do that. It's like we've just said, it's the law, the rules, and that's what's difficult to take. And we want to watch football, we want to see goals, and that's really harsh on Spurs.
The irony is, as Alan said in commentary, Sheffield United have had very few of these go their way, but this is the second one this season of that type. It happened against West Ham as well. Declan Rice thought he'd scored a last-minute winner for West Ham, but someone had booted the ball into his arm, so it was disallowed. Is that law wrong? Should handball be one thing or the other, not dependent on whether or not it leads to a goal?
Well, yeah, we had a different rule for many, many years, and now it's just, I don't know, we've got to try and go with the advantage. For me, it doesn't sit right, and all these goals getting disallowed, and people at home not... So watch it on TV when you're a supporter in the ground. You don't really know. You've not got obviously like us having the replays, and it's just so tough to take. I mean, he's being fouled as he falls down, and there's the tiniest of contacts, and then Harry Kane goes on. I mean, I think one person who'll be glad will be Henderson. He probably could have done better for the goal.
Michael Allen, thank you very much for the time being. I don't think that controversy is going to go away. Tottenham denied an equaliser. Harry Kane denied his second goal in 2 games. Is this the real Sheffield United back, though? They lead Tottenham Hotspur by 1-0 at the break. Shortly, we'll take you back to the Etihad Stadium and continue the build-up to our second commentary of the evening on 5 Live Sport, which is Manchester City against the new champions of England, Liverpool. It's still Hull 1, Middlesbrough 1, by the way, in the Championship. They're just approaching stoppage time there. We'll get the news now on 5 Live with Faye Rusco.
On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. The government's published plans to keep classes or year groups in separate bubbles when schools in England fully reopen in September. The guidelines say if 2 children test positive for the virus, then the entire school could be temporarily shut down. The Education Secretary is Gavin Williamson.
The safety of those children going into school and those who work in school is absolutely our top priority. But we mustn't at any stage forget about the value that schools bring to every child, and actually how much we all need to ensure that every child is back into that classroom.
But unions say ministers must have a backup plan if a full return to school in the autumn isn't deemed to be safe. People in Scotland will have to wear face coverings when they visit shops from the 10th of July. The First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon's, also ordered a further scientific study of the 2-metre physical distancing rule after it was announced a 1-metre plus system would be introduced in England on Saturday. Ghislaine Maxwell, an ex-girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein, has been arrested and charged in the US with helping to recruit and groom his victims known to be underage. She's previously denied any wrongdoing. The owner of Bella Italia, Café Rouge and Las Iguanas say it plans to cut 1,900 jobs after calling in administrators. Casual Dining Group says it will close more than a third of its 250 restaurants because of the pandemic. Nearly 750 people have been arrested after a massive operation cracked a secure messaging system used by organised crime networks across Europe. Firearms, drugs and tens of millions of pounds in cash have been recovered. And the police officer stabbed during an attack at a hotel in Glasgow has been discharged from hospital. Constable David White, who's 42, thanked medical staff at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital for saving his life.
What a year that was.
The first day feels
watching the sunset over the festival at the Glastonbury side.
watching night turn to day.
Everyone is smiling.
I will never forget the day. It was amazing.
Relive the best of the festival. Watch on BBC iPlayer. Listen.
penalty area. Clips it to the left, and the attempted pass on to Osborne was intercepted, and now Tottenham counter-attack. It's with Lucas Moura, and then Dyer was pulled back as he joined in the passing movement for Tottenham, and it's a free kick to Spurs. 2 minutes already gone in the second half. They've got considerable strength on the bench, Tottenham. Did they call on it, you know?
Just a little.
Dele Alli was left out of the starting 11. I'm sure he would like to be involved in the second half. First, they've got to get over the disappointment of not having that equaliser, Tottenham. Most of the players moaned at the referee at half-time. Jose Mourinho stayed out of it. Ball is with Tottenham. And played back by Aurier. Behind Lo Celso. Lo Celso turns and glares at the fullback. But Tottenham still have the ball. Played forward now by Davis to Kane. Kane turns away, looking to play a 1-2. Didn't quite come off. The return pass to Harry Kane wasn't great. Sheffield United challenge for the ball with McBurney. And McBurney, on the second occasion, won it, but his header only finds Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura forward into the penalty area. Still going Moura, trying to pull it back to Harry Kane. Comes back off, I think, a couple of defenders and behind for a corner kick.
Fantastic desire there from Lucas Moura down the right-hand side. He rides one challenge, then another. Manages to get inside the penalty area, trying to get his cross. And I'm not sure if it hit Sheffield United's arm across. Not that he could do much about it, but that's better. That's what you want.
Sky blue tonight. Have a corner from the right side. Played in left-footed. Half cleared. Up to the edge of the penalty. Bergwijn doesn't collect it properly, and it's the other number 23 who takes it away. That's Osborne for Sheffield United. He hits it over the halfway line. But unsurprisingly, United had everybody back for that corner kick. And I think they're going to be heavily on the defensive in this second half.
They could be, but I don't think they want to do it for too long. They want to know when they can counter themselves and get some possession, because the load and the possession starting to be controlled by this Spurs side. But just looking down to the left-hand side of us, you mentioned substitutions. Harry Winks, Dele Alli and Lamela. So they've certainly got some artillery that could be coming on very shortly.
Berger, the goal scorer, plays it to the right to Bulldog by him, and it's a free kick to Tottenham, taken quickly. It's with Lo Celso inside the centre circle, just over the halfway line now, and chipping it on towards Bergwijn. Bergwijn, well, handled that ball. He didn't chest it, he handled it, and it's a free kick to Sheffield United. Trying to slow things down a little bit already in the second half, the home side.
I think they've got to just try and get the pace of it. As I said, they want to try and move the ball around if they can. Spurs are controlling it a little bit too much.
Coming up at 8:15 on 5 Live. Sheffield United play the free kick deep into the Tottenham half, and it's headed out of play by Davis. Throw in to be taken on this near side by Baldock. Halfway inside the Tottenham half. Thrown to McBurney. Back to Baldock. And a good ball forward by Norwood. And then McBurney's fouled, and it's a free kick to Sheffield United. Inside right position. Perhaps a little bit far out for an attempted goal, but who knows?
It's closer. Is it closer than the Harry Kane one in the first half?
No, I don't think it is. No.
Is it much different?
Given the angle, it's probably about the same lack of probability of a goal. Let's see.
He's got a nice right foot. Norwood. It was a wonderful pass to get the free kick into McBurney on the half turn. A clever pass. But as you said, they're probably looking more likely to go around the back post, the likes of Basham and McBurney.
Well, 3 players around the free kick for Sheffield United. And now it's tapped back for Osborne. Osborne forward, chipped into the penalty and just ahead of Robinson. Out comes Lloris, pounces on the ball, and Tottenham survived that slight scare. Sheffield United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. 6 minutes gone in the second half here at Bramall Lane. Ball is back with Dyer. He seemed to be the most vociferous in his complaints to the referee at half-time about the ruling out of the Tottenham equaliser. Now that wasn't cleverly played on the far side by Aurier, heading it well wide of His attempted target is goalkeeper Lloris, and it's behind for a Sheffield United corner. They're in no hurry to take it. Norwood goes across finally, and now they've got some tall figures to aim at inside the Tottenham Hotspur penalty area. Robinson is there, so too is McGoldrick. Norwood comes forward, right-footed, in-swinging corner, good punch cleared by Lloris. Clears the halfway line, or clears the penalty area rather, but Berger plays it to Norwood. Norwood, another deep cross into the penalty area. That's easier for Lloris, and he's quick to smash it upfield, left-footed in the direction of Son. Headed away by Sheffield United, and the foot was high by Sissoko. That's a free kick to Sheffield United.
It was a good punch there under pressure from Hugo Lloris. Come and took the danger away. That's what you want from your goalkeeper.
Norwich free kick, played carefully to the right-hand side to McGoldrick. McGoldrick knew it was coming his way, chased after it, kept it in play. Plays it back to Baldock. Baldock declines to cross. Now it's played to McGoldrick once more, just outside the penalty. He's tackled and loses it. Bergwijn forward. Bergwijn very quick over the halfway line. Well, he played it in the general direction of Harry Kane, but forgot that was a defender representing Sheffield United in their red and white striped shirts who made the interception. Sheffield United have it. Berger forward to McBurney. McBurney to Baldock. Back to Basham. And now it's with Robinson. Robinson, the left side of the three central defenders. Hits it forward towards the right. Header in field by Baldock. Doesn't find a colleague, but it's still in play. No, Tottenham have possession now. Sissoko. Sissoko to Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura stabs it again in his general direction. Oh, that was a poor clearance though by Sheffield United. Bergwijn collects it. Bergwijn crosses, hit to safety by Basham. Lucas Moura brings it down. Holds off two challenges. Tottenham have a ball again with Sanchez. Sanchez to Lo Celso. Lo Celso stabs it at the right-hand side. Aurier, the right fullback. Back to the halfway line in Sanchez. Into Sissoko. Now Dyer. Dyer in the centre circle. Moves forward, tries to find Son again. It finds a Sheffield United defender, but the clearance runs straight to Tottenham again. It's chipped forward, and that's straight through to Henderson. Doesn't do any damage.
Not a great ball there from Davies. As we mentioned, the players warming up. Eric Lamela now kitted and ready. Wonder what he's going to change, if there's any sort of system change, whether he can make an instant impact.
Well, who will he take off? It's cleared upfield. McBurney hustling the defender, hustling him into a mistake. Good work by McBurney. Crosses into the penalty area. Cleared hurriedly by Tottenham. Only to Sheffield United's possession. Basham. Basham running down the right side. Good pass infield to McBurney. McBurney's caught offside, and it's a free kick to Tottenham. Well, it's Bergwijn who'll be brought off, replaced by Lamela. Thoughts, Michael?
You can just see there Bergwijn's got in some good areas. When he's got the ball, he's tried to drive and make things happen just before the substitution, actually. But Lamela's something different. I just think they need to get a bit of creativity, a bit more pace and power. I'd expect to see a steady flow of substitutions from this Spurs side if it stays as is.
Well, he didn't wait long into the second half before he made his change. We're just 10 minutes have gone by in the second half. Tottenham trailing Sheffield United by 1-0. Both teams need to win this fixture. We say that at every stage of the year, but it's just the way they've come back in the resumption of football. Too many points dropped and drifting away from the European places. A win tonight for either Sheffield United or Tottenham would rejuvenate their hopes. Now there's a free kick for a foul by Osborne on the far side of the field. Free kick to Tottenham. Lo Celso rushes across to take it. Lamela moves away. Kane's the only one inside the penalty area at the moment, representing Spurs. Now being joined by Dyer and Lucas Moura. Son is across there once more. So it's either the left foot of Lo Celso or the right foot of Son. Referee waits. Whistle blown. Free kick up by Dewey taken. Lo Celso, left-footed, goes beyond Lucas Moura, but it's cleared easily by Sheffield United out of play for a throw-in. Let's get that important team news from the Etihad Stadium from John Murray.
Well, City have Foden and Eric Garcia back in the team. Jesus too, as they make 3 changes from Stamford Bridge last Thursday. Bernardo Silva and Mahrez are on the bench. Fernandinho suspended. And Liverpool are unchanged, with Milner back among the substitutes.
Tottenham on the attack here. To the right of the penalty, the Sheffield United penalty, driven in by Aurier, cleared first time by the defender. Out of play for a throw-in. Taken by Aurier, and he's going to get another opportunity as well. Oh, Celso decides to take it himself from a position 15 yards inferior. Keeps in Spurs possession, and now it's on the left flank with Davis. Davis lays it forward in the direction of Son. Good play by Basham, the defender. Fooled Son, and it's cleared by Henderson up to the halfway line. That was a foul by McBurney. Referee plays the advantage. Spurs still have the ball. Here's Lamela, the substitute. Will be on the field 3 minutes. Lamela in a central position. Lays it to the fullback. Davis crosses in low. Deflects off the defender. Henderson, though, prevents it going behind for a corner.
Again, they just can't find those opportunities, that bit of quality as Lamela comes across the centre of the pitch. He sweeps it out left-hand side, as you've said, to Davies. But then have a little look up. He just sort of gambles with his cross, nothing to it really. You'd expect a little bit better from him.
Henderson clatters the clearance high. We lost sight of it above the roof of this main stand for a moment. It falls deep inside the Tottenham half. Son meets it. Son plays it forward to Lamela. Son was fouled. Referee plays the advantage. Lamela gets past the defender. He's approaching the penalty. Good run by Lamela. Still going strong, but finally doesn't get the pass to Lucas Moura. He's complaining to Moura. I don't know why. Sheffield United clear it upfield. Met though by Dyer. Dyer back to Lloris. Lamela kept going. He did have out balls to both Lucas Moura and Kane.
He did, but once he'd done the hard work, Alan, I think he was brilliant as he drove through. And then as it opened up, he could have swept the ball out to the right-hand side. I think that's what they were complaining. He stayed on it too much and then finally lost the ball.
Yeah. Tottenham are going to see a lot of possession in this second half, like now. Balls with Dyer. Every Sheffield United player inside the United half. The pass forward, though, not collected by Kane. Goes back to Henderson, and Henderson clears it immediately. McBurney. Muscled down by Dyer and wins the free kick. Doesn't he work hard, McBurney? Goodness gracious.
Well, he does, and that's what I just mentioned to Steve at the half-time there. I was just watching his work rate off the ball for his team, and they're under pressure, the ground he covered to get back in and help his midfield players. And that's what's needed when you're playing a technical side like Spurs, who can move the ball around, and as you're all compact right in the last minutes of the half. But we'll probably see a change soon for the front man of Sheffield United.
Well, here's a good ball to the right-hand side. It's with Baldock inside the penalty area. Kaftetberger, the goal scorer. He crosses low, not brilliantly saved initially by Lloris. The shot driven in by McGoldrick into the side netting. Could easily have been 2-0.
It could have, couldn't it? And Berg coming down that right-hand side. Great work from Baldock. But it's a brilliant ball in. The goalkeeper, Lloris, can only parry it in, and it was a bit of hassle. But Osborne just manages to play it into McGoldrick's feet, and that's where you've got to go across the goalkeeper. He doesn't. He just goes across the front post into the side net, and he'd be disappointed that he can't get across the keeper.
16 minutes played in the second half. The scoreline remains as it was at half-time. Sheffield United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Here's Dyer for Spurs, who've already made one change. I think Sheffield United are about to make an alteration. It's the Frenchman Moussa who's coming on.
Lys Mousset, yeah, possibly. I'm just sure who would do, McGoldrick or McBurney.
Tottenham on the attack. Ball played in towards the edge of the penalty area to Son. Son back to Lamela. Lamela to Lo Celso. Lo Celso shaped it to shoot. Decided against it. Moura chips the ball into the penalty area. Baldock is there, and Baldock, careful defensively, sweeps it out of play for nothing worse than a throw-in. So, what's the change? Well, it's McGoldrick who's coming off. And meantime, his striking colleague McBurney gets fresh instruction from Chris Wilder. So that's the alteration. This set, number 22, fresh legs, fresh pace, fresh hope for Sheffield United, who are in a good position at the moment, leading Tottenham by a goal to nil. And if they win, they go above Spurs in the table. Throw-in is taken by Tottenham. It's back to Dyer. Dyer to Lamela, whose movement has seen him in possession quite a lot since he came on as a substitute. Here's Moura. Moura to Lo Celso. Lo Celso to the right of the penalty area. Leaves it to Aurier. Aurier plays it back. Lucas Moura keeps it in Tottenham's possession. It's Lamela once more to Son inside left position as he plays the cross in. Headed away on the far side by Stevens. Sissoko from the clearance into Lamela once more. There are players free down the left for Tottenham. The fullback Davis. Davis crosses into the penalty area. Low doesn't beat the first defender. Headed away towards the halfway line. Good work by Dyer. Dyer forward, and then he delayed, and when he tried to slip the pass infield, it took a couple of deflections and was cleared by Sheffield United. That looked like a foul by McBurney. He got away with it initially, but the referee pulls the play back, and it's a free kick to Tottenham.
Yeah, he's took that back. I think it was the correct decision.
Yes.
From the referees, he's taken a bit of time to have a look. Great work rate again from McBurney, not giving it up, but on this occasion, Sissoko is too good for him.
19 minutes played in the second half. This is 5 Live on the BBC to come at 8:15. Full commentary in Manchester City against Liverpool. Here at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United lead Spurs by a goal to nil. Lamela to Davis, and on it goes to Son down the Tottenham left. Son into the fullback again. Played to Lamela. Lamela 25 yards out, looking to play a 1-2. Lamela inside the D of the penalty area. Claims he was fouled, but his pass wasn't good enough, and it's cleared by Bulldog up towards the halfway line. Lucet is there. He's being hustled by Dyer, and Dyer fouls him, and Dyer complains to the referee. And not only to the referee, he complains to the fourth official as well. Lucky he got away with that without being booked.
Fantastic first touches for Lys Mousset. It's great forward play, gets it into his chest, holds it in, and turns Eric Dyer. He was unlucky to give the foul. I'm not sure it was a foul, but you've got to give credit there. But you know, for all the Spurs possession, 65%, still only one shot on target, Alan, and that's the thing they've got to improve. They've got to put more pressure on this Sheffield United side. It was only because of the Sissoko chance which really rolled into Henderson, which was very comfortable for him. They need to do a little bit better in the final third.
That win against West Ham was Tottenham's first in 8 games, and they've won only 3 of their last 20. A club of Spurs pretentious have to improve on. Trailing here at Bramall Lane. 1-0. Here's Sissoko. Sissoko to Sanchez. Sanchez to the right of the centre circle. On to Lo Celso on the far side of the field. Lo Celso plays it through the centre circle to find Dyer. Dyer to the left side in Davis. Into Lamela. Lamela spins away from Norwood and away from McBurney as well. Lamela, good work from him. That's a good pass to Lo Celso. Inside right channel. Forward he comes. Plays the ball left at it. Aurier crosses low into the penalty area. Cleared by a defender. Just outside the penalty area now. Lo Celso once more. Into Sissoko. Sissoko's strong. Flicks the ball back to Aurier. Aurier's cross low. Just short of Lamela. And Sheffield United clear. But they're under great pressure here. They clear to Mousset, and Mousset handled the ball. And it's a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, just it's a hand. I think it was the correct decision. I've just watched Jose Mourinho below me. He was looking around, he's looking behind him, looking down the line, and thinking, who's he trying to find? It was Dele Alli.
Yeah, he's coming
right
on
at the top end towards the corner flag. So
Ali's coming on
found him
without question. Lucas Moura might be making way. Such has been his relative lack of influence in a few minutes, to say the least. Ball's out of play. It's going to be a throw in to Tottenham. All the time Sheffield United are working so hard just to keep Spurs out, and you wonder, can they maintain this? We're approaching the midway point in the second half, but they must be tired out there, United, under pressure. Here's Lo Celso for Tottenham, playing it to Dyer, and Dyer onto the near side, and now it's taken up by Sissoko. Sissoko's pass was poor, and it's cleared. McBurney's after it. McBurney, Dyer across. Dyer hooks the ball clear over his shoulder. Good work this time by Sissoko for Tottenham. Still inside his own half. No longer. Forward to Son. Son on to Lamela. Lamela can't squeeze the pass through to Harry Kane, and it's cleared by Sheffield United to the halfway line. Spurs player slips, and now that McBurney has it for Sheffield United. Does he fancy taking on a few defenders? Well, he takes on one, then he checks. He works hard. I'm not sure he's got great pace, but that's great vision, playing the ball to the left-hand side. Sheffield United have it inside the penalty area now with Osborne. Osborne back, it's still in there, and there's its second goal. A second goal for Sheffield United. Musette has scored, the substitute, and having been under intense pressure for the whole of the second half so far, suddenly it's Sheffield United 2, Spurs 0.
Well, just as Spurs are trying to bring on the artillery with Ndombele and Dele Alli, it's all about in wide areas for Sheffield United. Just as they're camped out, managed to work it again. Great run from the left by Osborne. Manages to turn that little 1-2 and the ball across. I think it's Ender Stevens right into the path. He stood there on his own. Lys Musette for a simple pass as the ball's dragged in past the front of Hugo Lloris to make it 2-0.
Quite an advantage for Sheffield United, but two changes imminent now for Tottenham. Ali coming on, and Ndombele also coming on. So who's coming off? Well, maybe Lucas Moura might be one. It's Harry Kane. We're having a drinks break at the moment, so it's not altogether obvious who the changes are. Who'd you put your money on? I think Lucas Moura hasn't been great in the second half.
Well, that could be one of the changes for Delhi, possibly, yes. They've got so many options, this Spurs side, but it's going back to Sheffield United. They're right at the right time under a bit of pressure. Just to get that, that confidence to come out. It's a simple tap-in. Such bad defending from Spurs.
Well, words from Jose Mourinho. He's in the centre of the Spurs grouping at the moment. He's talking about movement. You can tell because he's pointing all over the field. Why not movement there? Why movement here? So the players are ready. I think, one of them's coming off is Aurier. He's gone. Where's the fourth official?
Alan, we've just discussed it. You can play in front of this Sheffield United side all you want, but it's shots on target. They've had one. That's what's going to happen. They've got to get into into Sheffield United's penalty box much quicker.
Well, there was a clearance by Sheffield United, and now they can counter-attack here. Berger scored the first goal, holding off Lo Celso successfully, playing it back towards the halfway line, but it's intercepted by Son. Son for Tottenham. Son to Ndombele inside the centre circle, and then he clatters the ball towards the left-hand side. It's ahead of the full-back, and out of play it goes for a throw-in to Sheffield United. Just wondering if there's a fourth change being arranged by Mourinho. There seemed to be someone with the tracksuit off who sat down again, and then Mourinho retreated inside the dugout, perhaps for a final instruction. Well, this is a game that Tottenham can ill afford to lose. Dyer climbs all over McBurney, heads it successfully out of play though.
Just look at Sheffield United now. They're just working a throw down the right-hand side with Basham, just trying to take the tempo out of the game, just get a foothold again, just have some control. It's up to Spurs to try and get the ball back, get moving it as fast as possible, but since Mousset's come up and been that figurehead at the top of the pitch for Sheffield United, he's got hold of the ball really well, and he's keeping the possession going for them.
Well, some of the football is a little ugly from Sheffield United, it's got to be said, but it's working. You know, they've moved from a position having a throw-in midway inside their own half to another throw-in level with the edge of the Tottenham penalty area. It's just down to hard work. And now it's played back. Osborne could have controlled that better. A yard outside the penalty area, didn't. Has to chase back now, trying to hold up Lamella's progress. Gets the tackle in. That's typical of the work rate of Sheffield United. Wins the ball for Sheffield United. Balls back into their penalty. Nods forward to Norwood. Norwood plays it back. Should be cleared by Egan. And it is cleared over the halfway line. Met by Dyer. Dyer attempted to pass the ball forward. And typically McBurney blocks it.
That's brilliant by Osborne. His work ethic's fantastic. So is McBurney. All the team are getting such good shape, making it hard, closing those gaps. Can they continue? Can they keep this up against the Spurs side who are going to start to take chances? Try to get these shots on target that we've mentioned.
Well, Tottenham have made 3 changes in the second half. Sheffield United have made 1. Sheffield United's change scored the second goal. They lead 2-0. And about 16 minutes to go of regular time plus the added time that'll come at the end of the 90 minutes. Here's Ali. Ali, one of the Tottenham changes, back to Dyer. And Dyer sweeps it towards the far side of the field. And Ndombele, a couple of step overs, slips the pass to his right hand side. Lucas Moura in a wide position now. Lo Celso's pass is behind Harry Kane, and it runs harmlessly through to Dean Henderson, the Sheffield United goalkeeper.
You sort of question what type of shape are Spurs playing with. Is it a back 3? So disjointed. Davies goes all the way up, leaves the 2 central defenders, Lucas Moura high up on the right hand side.
And there's more pressure from McBurney to prevent the clearance by Davis. It's out of play for a throw-in to Spurs. Taken by Davis to Dyer. Dyer hits it up towards the halfway line, towards Harry Kane. Kane got his head on the ball, but then he's challenged, and it's hooked out of play by Basham. Throw into Spurs. It's not that clever to watch. You know, it's not beautiful football out there at the moment, but it's successful football for Sheffield United.
Well, Sheffield United are doing their job. I thought it was much more open, much more attractive from Sheffield United in the first half. Seen them control early part with Spurs coming back into it.
Played forward to Harry Kane. Good header back by Kane to Son. Son then plays the ball behind. Offside. Ball's in the net, but it was never going to count, and he would know that.
It's like Kane's touched the ball twice all afternoon, and both times they end up in the net. So the first one disallowed for the handball, the second one for an offside decision. So he gets in those key areas, but probably a little bit disappointed that he hasn't contributed a little bit more. And we talked about that, didn't we, about them coming up against Kane. It's back 3, that's changed. You were expected to cause a few more problems.
13 of the regular 90 minutes remaining here at Bramall Lane. 2-0 is Sheffield United's lead. Henderson's free kick after Kane was cut offside. McBurney jumps highest of all, heads it on into the penalty area, but it's straight through to Lloris. Lloris pulls it out underarm to Dyer. Dyer now to Davis on the left-hand side, the full-back. It chipped in towards Harry Kane, but eludes the Spurs captain and is chested back by Robinson to his goalkeeper Henderson.
Very cool, wasn't it? Under pressure, just have that composure to chest it back under pressure into your goalkeeper's hands. Great work.
Henderson clears it towards McBurney. And again, McBurney beats Dyer in the air, heads it on towards a colleague. It's headed back now to McBurney. McBurney tries to slip it through. He's still hustling for the ball. Keeps it with Sheffield United. McBurney wants more. This is great work from him. He goes down. He's not going to get a free kick for that, though. Lamela comes away for Tottenham. Son's to his left. Lamella's looking to the right. There are more sky blue shirts to his right, including this one, Lo Celso. On to Lucas Moore on the far side of the field. They've got so many attacking players on the pitch, Tottenham, but I'm not sure what shape they're in. Here's Lo Celso. Back to Ndombele. And he slips the ball forward to Ali. Into Lo Celso again, inside right position, onto Moura. Moura just chipped across in high. It falls to Kane. Kane shoots. I think the whistle's already blown. Was it indeed a foul by Harry Kane, pushing the defender?
Is that a hat-trick for Kane? He's touched it three times.
Yes.
It's in the net 3 times, Alan. All of them have been disallowed. I can see Gary, our producer, looking at me straight away because we've just said it's a brace, and now that's 3. It's incredible. He's always in those areas where it's just not really falling for the Spurs side at the moment, and you would have hoped they would have done better than they have today.
Well, they're going to make another change shortly. Tottenham Hotspur. This would be the 4th in this second half. But Sheffield United have control of the game at the moment. It's with Baldock. Baldock back to Norwood. Norwood chips it down the right flank. McBurney's there. And has he won the corner? Oh, well, he thinks he played the ball off Darren behind for a corner, but the assistant disputes that. And
it's been a good battle, hasn't it? It's been a good battle with McBurney and Dyer. Seen both competing, but physically at it. Tireless from McBurney so far.
Honest aggression from McBurney, and so effective. Spurs have it on the far side of the field. A little over 10 of the regular 90 minutes remaining here. Tottenham have to score very quickly to have any hope of getting anything out of this trip to South Yorkshire. The ball is back with Sanchez. Sanchez, has he headed the ball out of play? I think he has. It's going to be a throw into Sheffield United. Well done, Sheffield United. Continually putting pressure on. Now Vertonghen's coming on to replace Davis, so that looks as if they go to 3 at the back now. He can play, of course, as a regular left back, but more likely he's going to play as one of 3 at the back for Tottenham. But having to defend for the moment, Sheffield United have a throw-in on the far side of the field. In no hurry to take it. Thrown to McBurney, and he heads it back to his colleague. Osborne on the far side of the field. Helped out by Stevens. Stevens goes down, doesn't get a free kick. It's a goal kick. Goal kick to Tottenham. Well, where's the movement now? The 3 behind Kane are Lamela, Son and Ali. But there are other attack-minded players a little deeper in midfield. The ball is with Ali. Ali with Vertonghen, the latest substitute, to his left. Ali plays it back into the centre circle to Lo Celso. 9 minutes to go. Sheffield United 2, Tottenham 0. Here on 5 Live. Coming up at 8:15, Manchester City against Liverpool. Sanchez on the halfway line, right of the centre circle, tries to find Vertonghen, heading the ball to the left-hand side. It's headed out of play by Baldock. Throw into Tottenham, taken by Vertonghen. Now here's Ali. Back to Lo Celso, on to Lamela. Lamela slips the ball to the right-hand side to Moura. Moura crosses high into the penalty area. Vertonghen's there. It comes off of Sheffield United's head, though. Still just on the edge of their penalty area. That wasn't a good pass, and it should be cleared. And it is cleared by that man, McBurney, who I'm beginning to think of as man of the match for Sheffield United. He's just everywhere.
Yeah, he's right back in there defending for his team. Just watching the Spurs build-up, it's still quite slow. They're bopping it around in front of Sheffield United. Someone's got to make a run. Someone's got to force. Someone's got to create something, get a shot away. Still, it's just right in front of Sheffield United. You have it, we have it. The tempo's too slow from Spurs.
Moura, right of the penalty area, back to Son, into Lo Celso. Lo Celso tries to return the pass to Son, doesn't get it right. Cleared upfield by Sheffield United. And typically, Lucet puts pressure on Sanchez and wins the ball from Sanchez. That's fantastic work. Now he wins a throw-in.
Yeah, but it's good work, but in this one pass, forward into a key area, the pressure's on from the striker. I know Sheffield United defending very, very well in good numbers, making it difficult for this Spurs side, but the quality they've got. Can somebody take somebody on? Can they get a one-on-one in a wide area? We mentioned the three in behind Kane or whoever it may be, Alan, but nobody's got in a wide area, got a 1-in-1, made something happen, got a shot away. Look at the ability that they've got. But they'll play in front. This Sheffield United side will say thank you very much, play in front of us.
Champions League finalists last season, trailing here at Bramall Lane. Oh, lovely work by Sheffield United. Boltonberger inside the penalty, pulls it back, and it's 3-0. Goodness gracious, and it's my man of the match, McBurney, who gets the third goal. How he deserves it. What a wonderful move by Sheffield United. What a great night for Sheffield United.
A fantastic goal. It comes down to desire, enthusiasm from a team who never want to give up. Sander Berg down the right, again a little bit of agility. He whizzes the ball in, and there's Ollie McBurney at the front post, not giving anything up, just flicks it into the left-hand side of Hugo Lloris, right in front of him with no chance. Fantastic ball, great run to make it 3-0 to Sheffield United.
Where does that man get his energy from, McBurney?
Well, that's desire, isn't it? That's what he is, Alan. Fantastic from him. He just doesn't give up. I think it's an example when you see this team like Sheffield United, when you're watching this game at home or listening to it on the radio about a youngster growing up, and it's never give up. This Spurs side have got all the quality, all the ability to go and hurt Sheffield United, but unfortunately they haven't matched them with desire, energy and effort today.
You just watch McBurney when he's sort of running around, not chasing after the ball, which is very rare, and he's really struggling. He's given up so much effort tonight, and then when he sees an opportunity, then comes the burst of acceleration, then comes the aggression. Terrific. What a great display from the Scot up front. Now Tottenham have a free kick, but surely have no hope now. 5 minutes plus added time remaining at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United lead by 3-0. They've got a free kick, Tottenham, from the left. Son's going to take it right-footed. Lots of Tottenham players inside the United penalty area. United with everybody back defending. Played in towards the near post, headed on by Dyer, cleared by Sheffield United up to the edge of the penalty area. There's Moura to Lamela. Moura again, back to Lo Celso. Lo Celso clips it forward into the penalty area, slightly ahead of the defender, and as he tries to cross it, well, it comes off the defender, lifts onto the netting, and it behind for a corner.
It looked like the ball was too far away, but they managed to get a corner out of it. But now the tempo's on, put the ball in, let's put some pressure on Sheffield United.
Lamela takes the corner from the right, plays it in left-footed. Again, it's a Sheffield United head who gets to the ball first. Tottenham, though, attack once more, and they've won another corner as Vertonghen tried to cross into the box. Hits the defender, goes behind. Corner from this near side of the field. Son to take it from the left. Going to play it in right-footed. 4 minutes of the regular 90 to go. Played in towards the near post, and guess what? It's a Sheffield United header clear towards this near side of the field. Mousset scored the second goal, controls it, plays it back, knocked forward over the halfway line, and Berger scored the first goal, chased after it, but Tottenham have it once more. They haven't given up, Tottenham, it's just they haven't got enough ideas. Here's Lamela on to Ali inside left position, checks to his left, then to his right, plays it to Lo Celso. Lo Celso slips the ball to the right to Moura. Moura crosses in low, deflects off a defender, could have gone into his own net, but instead is it behind for a corner? No, it's kept in play by Son. Back to Vertonghen. Vertonghen crosses, Henderson punches the ball away with his right fist, and it's smacked to safety by Osborne on the far side of the field. And look at that. Mousset chases after. I think he was fouled by Sanchez, not once but twice. The referee agrees with me and gives a free kick to Sheffield United.
He never gave that up. That's magnificent from Lys Mousset. Since he's come on the pitch, that energy, and rightly so, he got fouled. And just watching the replay back now, he got nudged in the back. He made himself favourite. He had no chance to be favourite. Sanchez got to be disappointed, but full credit to the front man for Sheffield United since he's been on the pitch.
Free kick to Sheffield United. The night could hardly have gone better for the Yorkshire team and Chris Wilder. And they're going up to 7th place as a result of this victory. 4 points behind Manchester United and Wolves, with their European hopes rejuvenated. And they're deserved, having got that free kick. They moved it forward towards the Tottenham penalty area. Now it's run clear. It looked like a foul of Lucas Moore, not given. Berger won the ball fairly. Berger plays it to the left-hand side. On it goes by Osborne to McBurney. McBurney falls over. And the referee decided that McBurney went of his own volition, and it's going to be a free kick to Tottenham. Little disagreement between McBurney and a couple of Spurs defenders, and the referee's going to stop the free kick being taken immediately to have a word with the Scot.
I think the referee got that right. You're looking at Ollie McBurney when you're towards the touchline. You tried to buy the free kick, Alan, and he just fell down and fell on the ball, and referee wasn't having it. But once you get into an argument, then he's earned himself a yellow card.
But he's earned the applause of every Sheffield United fan who's listening on 5 Live tonight or watching on television for a great display. Sheffield United 3, Tottenham 0. We're almost in the last minute of the 90. Ball played to Ali, who almost forgot to collect it properly. Almost tripped on it. Just about kept it in Spurs possession. Spurs probe again, but not successfully so far. It's with Lamela. Lamela chips it forward towards the far post. Son plays it back, and Kane finally scores. Legitimately, Kane has scored for Tottenham Hotspur in the last minute. Spurs have a goal, but perhaps not much else. Sheffield United 3, Tottenham 1.
You put the ball in for him, you set and give him opportunities. Finally, to move it. And now it goes out to the left-hand side. We mentioned wide areas. Why we're sitting here saying that's where you can punish Sheffield United. Son just plays the ball right across. I think it's just getting checked now, the goal, before we continue. But another tap-in for Kane on the back post. Very, very simple for him.
Well, the referee's standing around. We're waiting. Is it VAR again?
It's Son on the left-hand side when it's clipped over, whether he's in an offside position, I think.
Well, we're not seeing any VAR replay on the monitors here at Bramall Lane. But certainly they're not kicking off after the goal just yet. We're still waiting. Harry Kane's now looking to the referee. Said, why can't we get Sheffield United to kick off, and we might have hope and added time here. A change for Sheffield United. They're bringing on Freeman. That's one change. And McBurney is coming off. And he would get a standing ovation from 30,000 people if they were lucky enough to be inside Bramall Lane tonight.
There's a couple of people standing up. We're seeing his teammates down below, giving him a good clap, pat on the back from all of them. They said Kane touches it 4 times, they all end up in the net, and he finally gets one.
It's true. 3 times previously, his effort at goal ruled out, but not on the 4th occasion.
I mean, that's got to be some stat, Alan,
Yes.
For the amount of times he's touched the ball to put the ball in the net 4 times.
Musset fouls Sanchez, and it's a free kick to Tottenham. Well, with 3 added minutes still remaining here at Bramall Lane, Spurs just might feel if they can somehow conjure up a second goal, there is hope yet. The ball is in Tottenham's possession. Oh, that was careless. And Sheffield United have it back. Norwood slips it away. Osborne, who's had a really good game down the left side, runs forward. This time he's challenged by Lamela, and it squirts back successfully for Tottenham to goalkeeper Lloris. Out to Dyer. Ali is short. Dyer looking to play it further upfield, looking for Harry Kane, the captain. It goes towards Kane, but headed away by the defender. Now it's out of play, and it's a throw-in, not to Vertonghen and Tottenham, but to Sheffield United. And they know it. Harry Kane rushes to give the ball to Sheffield United, wanting them to get on with it. But they'll not rush, and why should they? Just 2 minutes of the added 4 minutes remaining here at Bramall Lane. 3-1 to Sheffield United. Still to come on 5 Live. Manchester City against Liverpool. Another throw-in won by Sheffield United, this one on the halfway line.
Yeah, they're just going to work it now, try and kill the remaining minutes. And they'll be quite professional with the job, and when they conceded that goal, you've seen Chris Wilder really annoyed. That tells you the standards into his team, into his players. They're still shouting for decisions now, and
Here's Sanchez, deep inside his own half though. On to Lucas Moore on the far side of the field, just over the halfway line, on the right side for Tottenham, but it's too sluggish. There's no real incision. Here's Dyer. Dyer moves into the Sheffield United half, plays it to Son. Son who crossed for Kane to score, but that pass was intercepted. Here's Mousset. Mousset holding off not 2 but 3 Tottenham players and winning himself a free kick. That's great work.
I think he's been brilliant since he's came on the pitch. I think that's what he gives you. I remember being there on his first day at the training ground, and you could see his fitness. He had to buy into the football club, buy into what they expect from him. He's done that in little fits and starts. We've seen some real quality for him, but if he can do that a little bit more consistent, there's a real player there.
Free kick to Sheffield United. Played towards the right-hand side, towards Freeman, but it eluded him. It's out of play for a throw-in. And by my reckoning, we've had our 4 minutes of added time. Kane heads the ball on. Lamela chases after it. Intercepted by the defender. Not one defender, 2 defenders. Swept away by Stevens to partial safety. Moore on the far side for Tottenham now. Into Lo Celso. Lo Celso slips as I thought it was a shot rather than a pass. He slipped anyway, but he's lucky that Spurs kept possession. It's played back in his general direction. It's with Son first. Son to Lamela on the far side of the field, just to the right of the penalty area. Lamela gets the cross in. Too short for Kane. Headed away and out of play. And we've had 4 minutes and 40 seconds of added time. The signal was for 4 minutes of added time. We've gone beyond that. Sheffield United win the ball. They win the game as well as the final whistle is blown. And what a terrific, emphatic performance by Sheffield United tonight.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance from them, even when they were under pressure. The defensive unit, that back five, stood very, very strong. They played. So it was a real good shape, real team ethic, with McBurney dropping in, McGoldrick playing his part, and Lys Mousset coming on in the second half for a wonderful cameo to really put pressure on Spurs. Spurs played in front of them, but with no real conviction, and ultimately didn't create enough opportunities to try and get the points in this game.
So that poor resumption to the season for Sheffield United has ended here tonight with a wonderful victory against Tottenham Hotspur. Here at Bramall Lane, it's finished Sheffield United 3, Spurs 1.
85058 at 5 Live Sport. Terry, I've been a Spurs fan for 45 years. It just gets worse, if that's possible. Need to get Mourinho out now. Adam, seriously though, surely no game illustrates the demise of Mourinho excuse me, as a top-class manager more than that one. Neil, Spurs have near a fully fit squad, few games under their belts, up against the Sheffield United side in poor form. No excuses, absolutely none. And if they were to look for one, Michael Brown, if they were to mention the decision, the handball decision against Moura, which didn't go their way, still you have to say they didn't do nearly enough to get into this game.
Steve, they didn't do nowhere near, like you said. It was pretty, you could play in front at times, it looked attractive to the eye, but there was one shot on target off Sissoko, so there's nowhere near enough of that penetration getting in behind Sheffield United. I think they could sort of throw a glove over the front three at times, and they didn't go into wide areas. The second they do late on in the period, put Son out on the left-hand side, the ball comes across, they score the goal. I mean, we're looking at that from here. I'm not sure why they can't change it. I know it's not always that simple, but they've got some great talent at the Spurs side, but the energy levels, the desire didn't seem to be there, and the shape was obviously questionable, all inside of that back five, very comfortable for Sheffield United.
Can you understand the Spurs fans who are angry as well? Because it's not just one game. I know they had the victory over West Ham, but it's easy to forget that before lockdown, they were awful as well.
Well, they weren't great, were they? But I sort of give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt before the lockdown regards to the injuries that they had. It wasn't ideal, the players that they were missing. But now you only got to look on the bench what they've got, which we mentioned in commentary. Winks, Lamela, Dele Alli, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, 50 million. Enough quality to win at this Sheffield United side. They've beat them because of the desire and determination when under pressure to not let them get near their goal. And then that bit of quality, they've gone and punished them defensively, which has also been questioned about this Spurs side. We've seen Eric Dyer slotting in at that central defensive role. He's tried to make things happen, he's tried to compete, but ultimately they just didn't have enough, this Spurs side today.
Are they a little bit like Manchester United pre-Bruno Fernandes, in that they just don't have anybody who is going to pick that lock?
Well, I think they've got all the players to be creative, but I'm not sure why they keep playing with that build-up. You're playing a Sheffield United side who are saying that's perfect. I mentioned in the commentary there was once where it went out to Davies where Son went short, Basham come tight, the space was in behind. I've seen it once. We didn't see them turn around and trying to open Sheffield United up. They've got the build-up, and everybody knows that back five of Sheffield United with the players in front are comfortable when you slow the play down, and that's what they did. And at one point they didn't show any energy. And I've backed Harry Kane so many times. He got the ball in the net